So today I want to talk about this feeling of invisible, especially socially invisible. When you are basically around people, but people don't treat you like you are there, and it feels like you just don't exist. People talk over you, people walk past you, and you are your own little world. Then the world just goes on without ever, acknowledging you. It's a pretty horrible feeling, and I don't think anyone actually wants to do this or be in this state because we are born to be in community. And this especially happens usually as a result of something else, like social anxiety, or you feeling really depressed, or you just some form of thing that kind of distance you socially from everyone else. And when you're not connected, that separation grows naturally bigger and bigger, which causes that feeling of you can't connect with anyone and you feel socially invisible. And if you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and of course the bell. So for this one, I'm just basically going to share a little bit about my personal experience and then go into, if you do want to take action, you want to kind of move out of it, what kind of things would I actually suggest? So I think at least I mentioned this in at least some of my videos before, but I used to be pretty quiet, just really quiet, focused purely academic, and at least in like high school. But because I was really quiet, then that's when I started to basically distance myself from everyone else. I rarely talk or actually verbalize any of my opinions, and to some extent because I didn't talk that much, it literally became a habit. And I would rarely talk to teachers or people unless like absolutely necessary. And it was very hard. And because of this, it basically felt like I was just like floating through life and people are doing their own thing and I'm doing my thing. And basically I was never really acknowledged socially. And whenever I was in different situations, basically people would just talk over me. I wouldn't be able to speak up even if I wanted to. And there will be to some extent where people think I'm really nice and they will just basically, push or do certain things knowing that I probably just will just let it go and I won't fight back. And that basically made me become like a doormat or like a pushover. It's not a good feeling. I can remember a distinct time where I was in a chemistry lab and the guy on my left basically keep messing with my lab equipment. And because I was, scared to speak up or I didn't know how to fight back, basically he just keep messing with me throughout like the whole class until the person, luckily, in front of me basically stood up for me and lashed back at the other guy saying, "Hey, stop that." That's when I actually stopped. But I literally couldn't defend myself and I couldn't talk like in any way to verbally confront the other person. All I could do was listen and hope that this whole thing was over so I can go home and feel comfortable just by myself. So if you haven't noticed yet, I think you'll eventually notice that in this world, some people are just mean. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, as long as there's some people that are just messed up that want to step on you for no reason. But there are also good people as well, but it's the people that are kind of messed up that will actively find people that are, quiet to kind of step all over them so that they can feel better about themselves. And these are usually the type that will really, make you feel more excluded in life. Especially when you're quiet, you basically become the prime candidate for these kind of targeting. And because of this, I really feel like it delves into a cycle. Because if you're really quiet, you're already really afraid to speak up. And then you have people that are basically, making fun of you for the heck of it. It makes you not want to speak up even more. So you withdraw, you don't learn any social skills, you feel anxious, feel sad, feel more isolated, and then it happens again, then you can kind of see that this cycle doesn't really end, and that you just become less and less confident about who you are as a person, and more isolated into a state where you literally don't feel connected with anyone, and don't feel anyone actually acknowledges you because people already sees you or like labeled you as one of the quiet people. So eventually you start to be in separate worlds. So now that you heard a little bit about my, I guess, high school story a bit, I really can't say that I enjoyed high school. It's really a dread. But some of the key things that I want to share in terms of like the important lessons, I feel it's necessary for you to kind of move past this stage and to grow outside of it. You have to learn to stand up for yourself. And this is one of the, I think, harder things to do. Because by nature, I feel like we all want to be accepted by people. Like, we don't want to get on people's like toes and like mess with people, and like we want to be liked. We want to be part of a group. So we try really hard to not offend people. But at the same time, it really makes us like, I guess, just saying yes to everything and can't turn down what anyone says, and not being able to speak up for yourself and to feel comfortable with disagreeing with someone, even if it's embarrassing, even if someone mocks at you. Like, that is something that has to be learned. Here, I want to be a little more careful here because I don't want to take this out of context. I do not endorse like violence, but you have to learn how to fight back. If someone's verbally attacking you, then verbally attack back. Not with the intention of destroying the other person, but defending yourself. Like, basically saying, hey, like, I'm not a person that you just want to mess with. I can defend myself. Don't push me over. If someone's physically actually like just like messing with you, yeah, like physically defend yourself, not like punching the other person, but being able to show that, hey, you can't just push me around. I'm here and I'm going to protect myself. And something really changes when you can feel like you're actually defending yourself, because when you feel like you can defend yourself, you can actually start to relax, because now you don't feel like you're constantly on attack all the time. And you can actually start to develop your own sense of confidence and your ability to approach and talk to people as equals. So some of the things that I personally practiced was getting comfortable with disagreements. So for instance, let's say if someone asked me, oh, do you have any paper? I would say things like, you don't have your own paper? To kind of bounce it back a little bit and not just doing whatever the people says. And to some extent, it might feel a little more confrontational, but that's what we're going for. You don't want to sound like a jerk, but you just want to practice voicing your opinions. And if someone asks me like, oh, could you move a little bit? And I will basically say like, oh, do you need some space? And when that person affirms it, and then I'll move. So it's kind of like not just naturally go with the flow, but voice my opinion, stop it for that resistance a little bit, and then move. And this really practices, like, I guess, just verbally giving yourself a voice and feeling comfortable with the fact that people have to respect your voice as well. So that is it. I really feel like there's so much more to talk about, because like the experience from when you're growing up until now to like adult age, there's so much that's going on, but not enough that's explored enough for us to understand ourselves and how to look back and, I guess, remove all the anxiety, remove all the barriers, so we can actually just go around and, I guess, enjoy life for what it is. So that is it for this video. I guess if you have thoughts about if you agree or disagree with the things that I say, or if you have like similar personal experience, yeah, feel free to comment down below, or yeah, just ask. And that is it. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will talk to you guys next time.